And then you notice here, this is like exactly what I'm talking about. Yo, what's up boys? This video will help you so much if you want to stop making this specific mistake and do it in games. This video is a part of this series that I've started recently called On the Edge, in which I vote review a team or a player that came one spot off qualifying in a tournament. Alright, that's enough talking, let's do this. Okay, today we're going to be watching the Challenger Cup. We'll be watching this one, 21st of the 10th. And obviously, this is the team that came one place out of qual by only 2 points. And the game I want to cover today will probably be this game here where they come 10th with 6 kills. The zone pulls back over here. And I think here, most of the time, if you have the #1 priority, like to be able to get to zone really quickly and easily, most of the time you should be going instantly before people come up behind you or go in front of you and make you rotate harder. But here I'd actually probably wait just a little bit, because if you go now, everyone's already, all these people here and up here should realistically be looking forward at the rotate, and if they see you go ahead isolated, then they're all going to shoot you. So what you can do is like maybe wait a bit, or maybe even wait for one person to go, start building anything towards it, or just wait for a point where you think it's safe that no one's going to shoot behind you. I'll probably go right now while looking behind me here and just being careful, which is exactly what they do, so it's perfect. Zone pulls over there and they just set up the pad. I think something that's like kind of dodgy is like, if you're setting up a pad like this, obviously these people over here, like if they see that, they're so obvious you're gonna pad there. So if you do that, I'd probably just like jump out here, high wall, like 2 walls high, just so they can't like jump on you unexpectedly, or like shoot you as you're padding as well, because they'll probably just stare at you until you pad and shoot you. But lucky no one here is smart enough to notice that, so they just get that pad off. And then here as well, you should be looking at the terrain, because this whole zone is kind of flat, but then the next zone is kind of dodgy, because like all around you are hills and elevations, so you don't really know what's going to happen. So you probably want to end on like a kind of high-ish layer just for your safety for next zone. And actually does land on someone and get a easy ass kill. So here the layering is like alright, because they haven't like finished the moving zone. Like you can kind of do this, but at the end of this moving zone, I'd like to see them, I wouldn't even blob here, I'd probably get out the blob here, and then I'd like to see them run this way, and then just like ramp up to like a layer here, just so the next rotate is really easy no matter where it goes. And then if it goes up one of these hills, like over there, or over maybe even that hill, or up this hill, then they know they have like a kind of like a head start to get up the layers, so they don't get congested with the other people. But instead they go front side low ground, which is pretty dodgy. But the thing is here though, they have gone so far that they're in dead side, so if zone does go up there or like up another hill, there's no one above them because they're in dead side, so they can just get out and just start ramping up really early. But still, it'll be way better if they just ended up like this team here, or like a team down here, just on one of these good layers like these people. And then you notice here, this is like exactly what I'm talking about, for the reason that you should be like ending on a high layer if you're like around some mountains. Because look, it literally goes up the worst spot. It literally goes all the way up to like the points, up to the highest points of Rave Cave. But yeah, as soon as they see that, he needs to stop doing this and just ramped up straight up. But imagine it feels like a team up here, or like this guy, they already have a head start to get up, and all the people are below them. The people up here will just find it pretty easy to get up that elevation really early. And also on top of that, they're already taking too long to notice that zone goes up there and to start making their way up. So on top of them ending first moving on low ground, they also are playing the second moving badly and not prioritizing getting up early, which is just a recipe for disaster for them to die. I think they're gonna like blob rotate this, like try to save mass, but it's just not worth it. As you can see here, it's starting to happen. All these people are getting forced up, and they're all just getting forced into the same layer just fighting. But imagine you were already up pretty early on the end of first moving, and you prioritize getting up as soon as you saw second zone going up, and you're like one of these teams here, or like this team here. Look how easy that is for you now compared to these people all the way down here. If I was in a situation like this, what I would do is just say, okay, we're gonna play solo now, and just both of us try to get up as many layers as soon as possible. And I just get out of the blob and then go to the left and just tank and do some 90s, and then come out here and do some 90s and just solo 90 your way all up and hope your teammate does the same thing, and then you can get to this layer and then play the game out from there. Also, a thing you should know is even if you use a lot of mats in this rotate because you're trying to get up, because the zone is going up this hill, like almost half the lobby or almost all of the lobby is going to die on this rotate because it's going up a hill. So you need to realize the mat investment for this is actually like worth it. So they actually do find themselves in like a pretty recoverable position here, or at least his teammate does. His teammate down here is pretty suffocated still. But like imagine if they were both here and they could actually recover from this. They could just get it out and just ramp top up. See, again, they're just not prioritizing the elevation change. Like they know it keeps going up, but they keep staying backside and waiting to like blob and try to save mats. Like he's literally on backside when zone goes up there. Like 10 seconds ago, I would have just been spam ramp topping up and just be up here already. And they had a pad. They could have used that before to just get up like 10 layers without any mats. And also because they're being down here and they had to go for all these people, and because they had to pad, then they take a bit of damage and stuff, and they're forced to pad instead of just being up here already using mats, being safe. He ends up having to pad. And he takes heaps of damage out of the sky, and then ends up dying because of that. Teammate ends up having the solo clutch. No, he dies. I swear as well, they actually like try to like overuse the blob, because in a situation like that where you need to go up players, you need to not blob because you can't build right blob. So you're gonna find it really hard to get up heaps of layers quickly. So yeah, in this video, I think you should take away and remember the most important things, which is the elevation endgame. So you need to find out where the moving zone you're currently in is ending at, and think about like the surrounding elevation of that moving zone and where the possible moving zones could go, and then adjust your like layer accordingly to that to like give yourself a head start if zone goes up. And then also just to prioritize just getting up heaps of layers even if it uses a lot of mats, because half the lobby is going to die anyway going up the hill. And then also if you find yourself in this situation where you did make the mistake of being too low down and not prioritizing getting up in an elevation zone, then you need to play solo and go out to the side and just crank 90s until you just like scuff your way all the way to like a really high layer and then get together again. Yo, thanks for making it through the entire video. If you want to keep learning like you just did in this video, then definitely click this video that I'm putting up on the screen right now, where I actually teach you guys how to manage and get surge just like a pro does. Also, join the community Discord using the link in the description of this video. If you want to be involved in any videos or just chat or give me any YouTube video ideas, that's really useful. Anyways, leave a like, comment, subscribe, all the good stuff. Use code Vujcich. Goodbye.